Alright, let's dive into this. Picture this, it's mid-August in the NHL world, and the free agent frenzy has basically fizzled out. Most of the big names have signed, and what's left? A list of players that feels more like a trivia question than a star-studded marketplace. But here's the thing, this isn't just about hockey. It's about aging curves, market value shifts, and teams gambling on prove-it deals. Let's unpack the top 10 remaining UFAs and why their situations tell a bigger story about the league's evolving priorities. Starting at number 10, Cam Talbot. At 39, he's basically the NHL's version of a vintage wine, still drinkable, but you're paying for the label more than the taste. Teams need goalies, sure, but why gamble on an aging backup when the farm system could supply cheaper options? This says more about organizational risk aversion than Talbot's skill. They'd rather stick with known quantities than bet on unproven kids, even if the numbers suggest otherwise. Then there's Nick Blankenburg at number 9. A 28-year-old mobile D-man. Sounds useful. But here's the kicker, he's 5 feet 9 inches. In a league that's increasingly prioritizing size, why is he even available? Maybe teams are quietly leaning into analytics, valuing mobility over physicality. Or maybe they're scared off by his lack of elite pedigree. Either way, this feels like a market inefficiency waiting to be exploited. Riley Smith at number 8 is fascinating. A cup winner, a 50-point guy, and now, a 35-year-old winger coming off injuries. But let's not dismiss him. Third-line wingers with two-way chops are like glue in a lineup, they hold things together. The fact he's still unsigned shows how brutal the decline phase is for older stars. It's a harsh reminder, in the NHL, you're one bad injury from becoming a depth piece. Connor Ingram at number 7 is the ultimate safe pick. Decent GAA, reliable backup stats, but why isn't he a starter somewhere? Because in netminding, the league's move toward younger legs and flashier save percentages. Ingram's the guy you sign when you've given up on your starter regressing but aren't ready to fully rebuild. Classic, bridge to the future scenario. Michael Bunting at number 6 is the poster child for the journeyman renaissance. 7 teams in 7 seasons. Dude's basically a human trade chip. But here's the twist, his physical game still plays, even if his scoring touch has faded. Teams love versatility in bottom 6 roles, especially when they're paying scrap heap prices. If you're a coach, you want guys who can adapt, even if they're not stars. John Klingberg at number 5, sigh. Once a point-per-game D-man, now a 33-year-old with a -13. The Sharks didn't miss him, but someone will bite on a cheap deal for his powerplay noose. This is the NHL's version of muscle memory signings. Teams can't help themselves when it comes to offensive D, even if the juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. Logan Stanley at number 4 is the ultimate contradiction. A 6 feet 7 inches shutdown D in a speed-driven league. Teams either love him as a matchup monster or see him as a dinosaur. But here's the secret, playoff teams still need physicality. The question is whether $2 million per year is worth it for a guy who might get exposed by faster units. Spoiler, probably not, but desperation moves happen. Patrick Lane at number 3 is the biggest what-if left. Once a 40-goal scorer, now a walking injury report. But here's the thing, $1 million for a power play specialist. That's basically free lottery tickets. Teams will line up for this gamble because the upside still exists. We're not talking about his prime, we're talking about a shooter who can change games in 15 seconds a night. That's valuable, even at 28. Eeli Tolvanen at number 2 is the most frustrating name here. A 27-year-old two-way winger with 41-point upside, but inconsistency. That's code for, we don't trust his compete level. But wait, could this be a case of bad coaching fits? Tolvanen's production swings wildly depending on usage. So is he a middle 6 guy or a breakout waiting to happen? Depends who you ask. And the number 1 name you've probably already scrolled past, Vladimir Tarasenko. This isn't just a bounce back, it's a Hail Mary for relevance. At 34, he's not the 40-goal guy anymore, but his playoff pedigree? That's currency. Contenders will overvalue his experience because hockey's mental game matters. But let's be real, you're paying for the intangibles here, not the analytics. So what's the bigger picture? This free agent class is all about risk mitigation. Teams aren't splurging, they're plugging holes with meh, why not, contracts. It's a league in transition, where analytics and old-school grit are in a cold war. And for fans? It's a reminder that hockey's clock ticks faster than most. One year you're the shiny new UFA, next you're begging for a PTO. Brutal, but that's the gig. What do you think? Are these teams making smart bets or just delaying the inevitable? Drop your takes below, let's argue about it.